All right. Well, Easton, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I am just fine. Welcome to the show, my friend. What brings you here tonight?
I don't know. I've slept since then.
Do you have any quotes that?
I, well, there's one that I actually have I don't know why I have it. It's just a random teddy bear over there, and I don't know why I've kept it, but it's got WWJD on it. What
Uh-huh.
would you do?
Oh, what would
And
Jesus
it's
do?
kind
Yeah.
of yeah, and I have that one. That's probably the one quote that I have because and see that one actually, I wrote a song based off of that because I woke up in the middle of the night, and this is back when I was much younger, and it was just like I somehow I got it to where the bear was on my face. That's the first thing that I saw, and I was like, and it gave me an idea, and I was like, so I wrote a song about that. But yeah,
That's
so
cool.
yeah, I figured I would share that with everybody. Yeah,
So,
but I did want to, if it's all right, I would like to talk about something else
oh, absolutely.
real
The
quick.
floor is yours.
All right. So, because I don't really know what to do, because I want to come to you for some advice on this, because so there's a project that I'm reopening / opening. I don't know. It's a long story. But there's a thing I'm starting. It's called the Stand Up, Stand Out Choir, which is an online community. It is they rewrite songs about bullying and all that, and trying to make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not really sure exactly what to do with it. I don't know how to get it out there or anything like that. Do you have any advice? Because I know you're in a band, and I don't know. It's much different, I'm gonna guess, from running an online band
Yes.
to running an actual band. I don't know if you knew what I could do or anything, because I'm quite confused.
Well, the first thing that I always ask whenever I talk to somebody who's got a plan or an initiative that they'd like to start up, and that is, what is your goal? What do you hope to accomplish with this? You call it a choir, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What
It's
bottom line, top level? What we're talking about is your mission statement. What do you hope to accomplish with this?
to help people who are suffering with bullying. Or 1 second. Hey, can you go lay down, dog, please? My dog's about to knock my camera over. I'm just gonna have to hold on to the camera.
Been there.
Yeah, so I want to help people who are being bullied and all that, because have you ever heard of the Change Project? I don't know. I don't think you have.
No, I haven't.
There's a
understand it.
YouTuber named
I said, help me understand it. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a YouTuber named King Jellybean, and he works with Studio Geek 32 and a whole lot of other people, and they ran a project. It was the Change Project, and they're reopening soon. I don't know when. But basically, it's like they do live streams and all that and talk about it. So basically, they shut down a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I started Choir of Change and ran it horribly because I had no clue what I was doing.
Well, in what sense? Hang on. In what sense when you say you ran it horribly, does that mean that that you couldn't find the members, and or couldn't get them together, and or couldn't get any songs together, and or didn't know how to market it or get it to your intended audience? Which part or parts of that was true, you think?
Yes.
All of the above.
Yes.
Okay.
But I think that the thing is that I didn't run it right because I don't know. It's a long story, but basically I don't even know how to explain it because it's a long story.
Well, we got a bit of time.
There was things that
I said, we got a bit of time. There's no hurry here.
Yeah, basically the Change Project, they changed the ways that they ran things, and I didn't learn those things before I joined because I became vice president.
Can I ask you, since I don't know what the Change Project was, can you give me an overview of that? What was its intent?
It's the same intent, except they didn't do music. they did live streams and they talked and they did videos and all that.
Okay.
So yeah, that's kind of what they did.
Okay.
So I didn't really see the good days. I joined like right at the last week of that, and so yeah, they're bringing it back and they're going back to it. They have a really good plan for it. But I'm not really sure. As for my new one, I'm not sure how to really marketing. Whenever you said marketing, I was like, that's what I need help with.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that we can. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure how I can market it. And be able, because the thing is that if I don't know how to word it because I'm half asleep.
That's okay. That's okay.
I'm not sure how to market it. I'll just leave it at that.
Well, that's fine too. Let's do just a bit of analysis here. Okay, so you're going to have a choir and write songs, inspirational, I'm sure, and for those who have been bullied, and you want people to enjoy those, right? Now, there are going to be messages in these songs, right, for them to take stock of, or that will influence their way of dealing with bullying and all that sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
Will there be any talk at all? I mean, like, will you even introduce the next song or anything like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's going to be one song a month. And it's going to be, so every week leading up to the song is going to be a video, and except for the week of the release. That week is going to be release, and then it's going to be a video right afterwards. It's about 30 seconds to a minute long. That's just one of those videos. Like, you know those videos where they play the soundtrack in the background, and it's like the promotional videos for a song?
Sure.
We'll make something like that.
Okay.
So that's kind of our plan for it.
Okay. And what have you named this now?
Oh boy, I just had to change the name again. So I just went brain dead. 1 second. Let me look at my phone.
That's okay.
It's been called Choir of Change. Found out today that name's copyrighted, and I was like, well, I don't really want to get sued, so I'm gonna change that. And my phone just locked up. All right, 1 second. I can't find it now. Stand Up, Stand Out Choir. Stand Up, Stand Out Choir.
Stand Up, Stand Out. Do you have a tagline developed for that? Like inspirational songs to deal with bullying? I just threw that out. It doesn't have to be that.
Yeah, we do not have one yet.
Yeah, you're going to need one. And the reason I say that is because in order to make that marketable, you've got to explain what Stand Up, Stand Out means. And I'm not just talking about optimization. I'm talking about it as a brand element. Like think of, we're talking about a YouTube sort of thing? YouTube channel? Or
songs posted to YouTube, videos on YouTube, chat on Instagram. Okay.
Same thing applies though, because you really want to create a brand around this, right? If it's Stand Up, Stand Out, that would be your for lack of a better term, business name, right? Your corporate name. The tagline helps people understand what it's about. So that little one that I just threw out there, or something modified like that, will help people, look at it and say, oh, okay, I get this. These are inspirational songs that are just going to help me deal with the bullying that I'm going through. And then you can go into more detail on that when you go into the descriptions and the abouts and all that. But those two elements are going to make it so much easier to market. Only because it delivers a product in name. And if you deliver a product in name, then you can deliver a product, to your audience, right? The audience will understand your product. And I hope that makes sense to you, because this is a startup. It's not a retail sort of thing. So you've got to explain it. And I'm thinking out loud. I hope you don't mind me doing this.
Oh, don't worry. I do all the time.
Yeah. And a logo would help you. The Stand Up, Stand Out logo would do wonders for you, that you can use on any social media platform. Even if you created a Facebook group or page, business page, you'll need a logo so that your brand is strong, and that people will recognize it. And when somebody sends, let's say that they're not being bullied, but they know somebody who is, and they send them to your properties, then they'll know exactly what they're getting into. So That is arguably the toughest part about getting marketing off the ground is creating that brand and making sure that the brand is understood by its intended audience. How you do that is you think like your potential audience. So, I mean, I would say everyone has been bullied at one time or another, because there are always people that are older, stronger, and faster, and, meaner than they are. And it might have just been from the very smallest, brother, sister before they have to go into school or something like that, all the way up to, every single day of giving me lunch money sort of thing. So, or worse. So it's, you've got to put yourself in that mindset. It's like, well, if I was one of those people that are really being bullied on a regular basis, and I needed that sort of inspiration, how would I find what you're trying to do? You know what I mean? Everything in marketing is thinking backwards from the consumer forward. Because most people think, oh, okay, I'm the brand. Now I have to think about my audience. No, you've got to think like your audience to the brand. That's how you begin marketing. Once you know where you're likely to find your audience, then marketing becomes pretty easy, right? So if here's a great example. Facebook, the ages are going way up, right? It's I think it's on average, it's this, old guys like me and older folks, like, because the kids have left it for things like Instagram.
I have it.
Snapchat. Oh, you still do? Okay. But you see what I mean? The demographic isn't so much younger people as it used to be. So then you go looking for where the people are most likely to be bullied, and I'm assuming that it would be younger people. You go looking for where they hang out, or where they're most likely to be found, and that's where you concentrate your marketing. That's not to say you don't discount things like Facebook, because you know that you're on there. You see what I mean? But you put your main emphasis on where your largest audience is, and then where they're hanging out elsewhere, then you kind of spread out that as well. I mean, there's a whole host of things I could tell you about having to do that.
Yeah, I watched your stream of Magic Jones about marketing, and because I do music as well, and I'm wanting to build up. I actually just got a computer. It's from I've been told it's a dinosaur computer because it requires internet, and they don't have internet anymore. So thankfully they have this thing where you plug it in, and it can take the Wi-Fi and turn it into internet and send it into the computer.
Sure.
So I had to spend $20 to get it running, but it's worth it. I have a computer, so not sure how OBS Studio One are going to work on that computer together. They're probably going to kill each other on that computer. But yeah,
that is extremely likely. Yeah, because anytime you're doing with video, it takes a pretty hefty video card to deal with it. So. And the older computers, they just, they didn't have the horsepower. But I wish you luck on that.
So I have one more question.
Sure, ask away.
At least. So I would like to have, because I don't know if this is a great idea or not. So taking whatever I just called that choir thing, I can't remember the name. I just changed it today, so.
Oh, Stand Up, Stand Out? Is that the one you're talking about?
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, sure. I don't know why. I just can't remember that.
So wait, Easton. That's actually a pretty good point. I don't know why it's stuck in my head, but that is something you got to think about. If before you actually land on Stand Up, Stand Out, run it by some people, and then go back to them after about a week and say, do you remember that choir project I was talking about? Do you remember the name of it? And if they can't tell you, then you probably choose the wrong name. See what I mean? Yeah. So that's a great test as you're choosing a brand. Just FYI.
Okay.
So anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, so I would like to put that underneath, because right now what I'm trying to do, I have to backtrack here a little bit. So Easton Music Ministry, I'm trying to kind of extend it to be bigger and kind of make it a brand of itself. So that's why right now, I don't even know how many social medias I've run across right now. I have a 1 year plan to expand Easton Music Ministry and to turn all my social medias into stuff where there's certain content that goes to Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. So I'm trying to make it to where I have certain stuff at certain times that will work around my school schedule whenever that starts. So I was thinking, because the last time I ran not Choir of Change, it was Choir of Change last time. It was it was underneath it was just by itself. And I don't think that was 100% of the problem, but I think it could have been part of it because there was nothing backing it up. So since I think my channel is not big by any means. I'm only 353, which I'm still happy with that. But I was thinking, if I put Stand Up, Stand Out on EMM, where I'm uploading the content to YouTube and putting it across my social medias with EMM, do you think that'd be a good idea as for marketing?
For your channel or for the Stand Up, Stand Out?
For Stand Up, Stand Out, do you think that would be good for it?
Well, I would think if you look at the bottom of my channel, I have listed a whole bunch of off-channel videos that like I've made appearances on or whatnot. They take them to other people's content, and I do that because I'd rather they get love. I don't care to keep people. If people want to stick on my channel, they'll stay there. But most people recommend against that. But I do that for them, and I know that I'm sending some people that way. So I would say, yeah, it would help. What I would do is I would bring them over from the Stand Up, Stand Out channel and create a playlist on EMM. Same thing applies, right? So if people hit your channel, they'll go down, they'll look at it. Oh, look, he's got a whole series. They don't care where it comes from. Whole series on anti-bullying choir music. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Then they'll be able to see him. But you have literally grabbed a chunk of traffic that you wouldn't normally have. So I would say that would be a good idea. But I wouldn't necessarily upload them to your EMM channel. You certainly don't want to do both because that's duplicate content and YouTube will frown on it. That make sense?
Okay. Yeah, I'm one second, let me just put this down. So
yeah, what most people don't realize is that you can create playlists from all sorts of different videos all over YouTube.
Yeah, that's what I do. All my videos for future covers and just everything. I have it all over. I have several playlists. I need to go through and edit all of my playlists and throw playlists out and go through it because it's just like my subscriber list that needs to get updated too. So, all right. Sorry, I had to make a note.
Oh no.
So,
well, you get to go back and watch this if you wanted to, and slow down some of the things are quickly coming out of my face. That does happen. Because when I start talking about marketing, man, it can be such a drinking from a fire hose sort of thing, and I try not to do that. But at the same time, if I don't say some of the things I need to say, then you'll miss some key pieces, and I don't want that to happen. Fortunately for us, this is all being recorded, so you'll be able to go back and look at it anytime.
My dog's wanting to make an appearance on your channel.
What kind of dog is it?
German Shepherd mix. So he kind of looks like a 4-year-old German Shepherd. He's really, really small. But he sounds just like a German Shepherd. He kind of looks like a German Shepherd. And if somebody broke into our house, he would eat them like a German Shepherd.
Good boy. It is a boy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, I hope that helps, man.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and if you want to, you can email me, and I any questions you have, go ahead and ask. When I have time, I'll certainly try to answer. I try to answer everyone that does email me, and I don't know how long that's going to last. I hope it lasts forever. But life does get in the way, and I'll just do whatever I can because I know I like what you're trying to do there, and I think it's very needed and will help a whole lot of people. So by all means, you got some questions, go ahead and email me, and I'll try to get back with you. But watch this back again and try to pick up those little tidbits because they're going to be real important when you're doing a startup like this.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. Anything else while you're here?
Let me think. I got to go back to the cobwebs. I'm not even that. I'm just a teenager, and yet I'm scared for whenever I'm in my 40s and 50s because I'm already losing my brain.
Oh, don't worry about it. In fact, enjoy it. Really enjoy it, because when a lot of people your age, they're wondering, what's the next boss they're going to kill in that video game. You're thinking about subjects that most people don't start thinking about until they're in their late 20s and 30s, and it's really exciting, right? Because you're literally trying to solve real problems, not some sort of pixelated problems.
Yeah. See, the thing is that whenever I decided to start YouTube, it's just like, what do I do? Do I just sit in my bedroom, and just like, pretend to pretend what I want to do? Or do I get on here and actually do what I want to do?
Right.
Because you can do, you can say, I want to do this, I want to do this all day. It doesn't matter worth a lick until you actually get up and start putting effort into it. So
that is absolutely correct, and I'm so glad to hear it from such a young man. You should be proud, man. Your parents should be proud, and I know I'm proud of you. I mean, that's thinking way beyond your years, dude, and that's commendable.
Thank you.
Oh, you bet. Well, Easton, thanks so much for coming on, man.
Thank you for bringing me on.
Oh, you're welcome. I saw you pop on, and then you popped off, and I thought, where'd he go?
Yeah, whenever I popped on, see, I don't even remember. Oh yeah, so it was part of the change. Oh, there's my dog. He made his appearance.
Oh yes.
You happy now? I had just hopped on, and then they needed me for change project, and I was just like, crud. So I had to hop off real quick, and I was just like, all right, I got to get off here soon. I was like, I need to get on the live stream. I was like, so got that done real quick, and then I was able to come back. So
yeah, well, you made the effort to come back, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I got scared. I was just like, oh crap. I was like, I'm gonna be way down the list, and I wasn't. I guess I was. What was I, third?
You were third. Yeah. When you came back, Patty had jumped in between. So.
Yeah, I was actually surprised because I was like, oh man, I'm gonna be like way down the list.
No, you were good.
Yeah, that was my first time that I've got on with the waiting room on there.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
I did that because I had, it was kind of open before, and then people would just pop up, and that would kind of interrupt the interview. And so I thought, no, actually, who helped me with that was Drone Kings and Darwin. Brad he emailed me and said, listen, you ought to try the waiting room function on Zoom, because I'd never used it before. I never had a reason to. And we tested it out, and it was like A-okay. So yeah, this way you guys get to, hang out and still watch the show, and it doesn't ruin the interview when somebody else pops in. So no, that's fine. I hope it wasn't too lonely in there.
Well, I mean, is there a way to chat in there?
Yeah, I believe there is a way to chat in there.
Oh, well, that's way above my head. That's like up here.
I won't see it because I have chats, turned off over on this side. Otherwise, they'd show up on the screen. But yeah, I think there is a way that you guys can chat with one another. In fact, we'll probably do a show on that and see if we can get some people to chat in there and come tell their experience. Because I
was kind of scared because I was on the phone while I was in the waiting room, and I got off. I put it on speaker and went over to your channel, and I was just like, oh crud, because I was afraid that you would be able to hear me. The good news is that the headphones that I originally had, these ones right here, I realized about 5 minutes before you took me on the show, they have no microphone in them. So there's like no microphone built into these headphones. And I thought there was, but it's actually just a knot in the cord that I accidentally tied. So I'm glad I caught that a few minutes before I got pulled on the show, because that would have been interesting.
That would have been,
probably been enjoyable, me not being able to, you guys not be able to hear me.
That might have been a little awkward. I don't know about enjoyable, but it certainly would have been awkward. Well, thanks again, Easton. Listen, like I said, if you got any questions, make sure you email me, man, and come back on the show, will you?
I will.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I haven't been on here because I got scared because YouTube, there was a blog. I saw somewhere that minors can't be on streams or stream anymore. And I got scared. I was like, oh.
Yeah, no, I'm not worried about it.
I can't find it. I can't find unofficial rules anymore. I can't find it unofficial rules of what.
Yeah,
screw it.
Yeah, screw it. Exactly. Their rules are so nebulous and arbitrarily applied. I don't give two craps, to be honest with you. So
yeah.
as long as I'm not actually breaking the law, I'm just gonna do my thing like you guys have always seen me do, and we'll ride that storm out together. How's that sound?
Yeah. See, the worst. I mean, and I tested it on my channel too, and they haven't done a thing on my streams. I was just like, the worst they can do is give you a strike and take your stream down.
Yeah.
I was just like, and I tested it on my channel, and I was just like, they're not taking my stuff down. So I was like, I'll go back out and do other people's streams again.
There you go. There you go.
If they're not going to take it down on my channel, then they're definitely not going to bother anybody else.
Right.
And if they do, their computers need a few updates.
Yes, absolutely. Well, listen, bud, it's 11 o'clock, so I'm gonna bid you farewell. But like I said, email me, and I want you to have a good night, and keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep doing what you're doing. So, all right.
Have a great evening.
You too.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You know, you too could be a guest on this show at any time. We're live every weeknight, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All you've got to do is hit that subscription button and ring that bell right now. Oh, and while you're at it, why not share this video? I'm sure my guests would appreciate it. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you live.